right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. It is September 15th, 2025, the week of the rate cuts, and you're actually getting a lot this morning. So we heard a little bit about China. We then heard about TikTok deals and all of that. You were Donald Trump bringing up stuff about all of that. You were changing quarterly reports. There was a bunch of other news and even everything from last weekend and getting ready for some of this front-running rate cuts. And when it's all said and done, it was actually pretty active. That's why we're up a decent amount here coming into the pre-market. But remember, the rate cuts, what's going down on Wednesday, and the path forward. It's going to be a nice little mix of both front run and then post reaction. I hope you guys are ready for it, man. This is going to be a big checkpoint as we move forward. So we're all going to get ready for that. I'm sure you're going to hear it, and a lot of China news and other stuff on the side. There is not too many conferences, but starting tomorrow, actually, you'll get a little bit more as we start getting closer. And then before you know it, man, all of your work and data and interpretation is going to be finalized for the year, baby. And then it's going to be 2026. So, Chatadonia. Good morning. I hope you're ready, baby. What up, CM? Sean Murphy, Reese, Alex, Gunnar, Dos Nacho, IPAC, Malcolm, Caleb. Good morning, baby. What up, Mr. Cleveland, NRJ, Grant, Monica, Battleborn, Ivy, Uri. Good morning, baby. What up, Mr. Trong, Snail Blazer, JJ, Miss Kande, Caleb, Q Axel, Casket. Good morning, Lucky Sauja, Eaton, Ron, Sticky, Saul, Deco, Tyree, Toby, Sandman. Oh my God. There you go. Good morning. Oh, y'all ready, huh? Y'all ready for this second half of September? Okay. So, Chatadonia, God bless you all, man. I hope you had a great weekend. It is definitely good to be back. And now, here is Josh AI with the news. Top overnight news. Central banks, Fed poised for first rate cut amid Trump pressure, internal divisions on inflation, FT Bloomberg. Trump predicts big cut from Fed amid pressure for lower rates, economic concerns, Bloomberg. Trump seeks to fire Fed Governor Cook. Justice Department cites mortgage fraud issues, Bloomberg. ECB must stay alert to upside inflation dangers, says governing council member, Bloomberg. Austrian central bank governor says ECB interest rate cycle nears its end, barring major shocks, FT. Trade tariffs. China says NVIDIA violated anti-monopoly laws, escalating U.S. trade tension, Bloomberg, FT. China courts Trump visit, U.S. demands trade and TikTok concessions, Madrid talks crucial, Link NYT, FT, CNBC. Trump administration likely to grant another extension to ByteDance for TikTok U.S. asset sale, Reuters, Axios. China opposes U.S. call for G7, NATO secondary tariffs on Russian oil, vows to protect interests, Reuters. Chinese export restrictions trigger germanium supply crunch, prices soar for crucial defense metal, FT. Trump tariffs target India, calls economy dead, but negotiations continue, U.S.-India relations thaw, Link. South Korea trade envoy heads to U.S. for tariff negotiation follow-up talks. Reuters. U.S. industries hit by tariffs, stall hiring, executives blame Trump's policies, FT. Markets, Wall Street bets on tax cuts and rate cuts to boost stocks, puts trade and tariffs concerns on the back burner, Link, Bloomberg. Chinese chip stocks surge as U.S. semiconductors face anti-dumping investigation, boosting domestic hopes, Bloomberg. Chinese bond sell-off fuels speculation of central bank intervention, debt purchases restart considered, Bloomberg. French bonds weaken after Fitch downgrades credit rating amid political uncertainty, Bloomberg. French corporate bonds offer safety, yields beat government debt amid political crisis, FT. Economy, China's factory output growth slows, retail sales slump, raising concerns over demand, Reuters, Bloomberg. China's housing slump continues, new home prices fall amid weak demand, Premier Li urges action, Reuters. Fitch downgrades France's credit rating to A+, citing rising debt and political instability, Bloomberg. Italy to keep GDP growth forecast despite U.S. import tariff uncertainties, economy minister says, Reuters. Corporate OpenAI revenue share with Microsoft to shrink dramatically, potentially freeing up billions, Reuters. Tesla chair defends Elon Musk's $1T stock offer, citing need for superhuman effort. FT. Whirlpool claims appliance companies undervalue imports, potentially evading U.S. tariffs. Link. United Health seeks meeting with Trump amid regulatory challenges. Reuters. European aerospace giants plan to merge satellite businesses to rival U.S. and China. Reuters. Nestle investors question chairman's leadership after CEO departure. Governance concerns raised. Reuters. Geopolitics. Ukraine launches massive drone attack on Russia. Oil refinery briefly ablaze. Reuters. Romania summons Russian ambassador after drone incursion, escalating tensions in Eastern Europe. Axios. U.S. official regrets detention of South Korean workers in Georgia, promises no re-entry disadvantage. Bloomberg. Rubio meets Netanyahu in Israel after Qatar strike. Gaza war discussions expected. FT. UK PM Starmer faces pressure. Potential challenge from Manchester Mayor Burnham after cabinet reshuffle turmoil. FT. German far-right AfD surges in local elections, increasing pressure on Chancellor Merz. Bloomberg. Washington calls for unity after Charlie Kirk's death, but political divide remains deep. Axios. Reuters. SEC vows to warn businesses of violations before aggressive enforcement actions. FT. Trump threatens to federalize Washington, D.C. after mayor refuses ICE cooperation. Reuters. Democrats urge Trump administration to press China on overproduction, economic model overhaul. Reuters. There's more. S&P futures, they're up by 0.2 Monday morning, not far from best pre-market levels. Comes after solid weekly gains for major indexes, though Friday was mostly lower and saw some strength from big tech. Treasuries mostly firmer with the curve steepening, coming off a mostly firmer previous week. Dollars down by 0.2. Gold is up by 0.2. Bitcoin down by 1.7, and WTI is up by 0.4. Market gearing up for a big macro week with Wednesday meeting the main event. Futures pricing in 25 basis point a cut with 50 reduction only seen as an outside possibility despite Trump this weekend predicting a big cut. Note the meeting also comes with an updated dot plot and economic projections, and there may be a lot of focus to changes to members, labor market outlook, and forecasts on the rate path. Trade headlines also today. U.S. and China continue talks in Madrid while meeting seems largely likely as a warm-up to possible Trump-G meeting to come. Treasury Besant did signal a TikTok deal would be close. In contrast, China announced separately it found NVIDIA in violation of antitrust law and is opening an anti-dumping investigation involving chips made by companies including TXN and ADI. Not much in terms of headlines. Senate expected to vote Stephen Moran today, Trump's nominee to fill Adriana Kugler's seat on the Fed Board of Governors, clearing the way for him to participate in this week's FOMC meeting. Uptick in references to possible government shutdown after September 30th as Democrats continue to object GOP proposal for a clean continuing resolution. Nevertheless, market not taking much notice. Only release on today's economic calendar, September's Empire Manufacturing Index printed negative for the first time since June, +5 versus consensus of +11.9. Release flagged a sharp decline in both new orders and shipments. Most notable or more notable releases coming later in the week with retail sales, industrial production on Tuesday, housing starts on Wednesday, and Philly Fed and initial claims out on Thursday. NVIDIA hit by China preliminary ruling that 2020 acquisition of Mellanox violated anti-monopoly law. At the same time, firms including TXN and ADI under pressure. Elsewhere, Tesla up on Musk's 2.57 million share purchase and news it is ramping output in Germany factory. Amid stronger sales trends, UNH has unsuccessfully sought meetings with Trump as they navigate regulatory challenges. TKO announced $1 billion in share repurchase. VFC announced sales of Dickies to Blue Star Alliance for $600 million in cash. New York Post reported UBS may be exploring a move to the U.S. to escape Swiss capital requirements. BAM in talks with potential $10 billion acquisition of Yes Communities. Whirlpool reportedly telling U.S. officials its international rivals are avoiding tariffs by undervaluing imports. Avah, Habibi. That is all. That is all. But I have a playing for you. So yeah, remember, maybe you screenshot these. Maybe we'll start doing these full screen, so you guys don't miss any. But yeah, I would save these in the morning. I think there's a couple today, and then the calendar tomorrow and Wednesday has a couple as well. But either way, Tesla 7.5 must discloses 2.57 million shares. SW43 UBS initiates buy. SMR23 RBC initiates sector perform. CoreWeave up by 1.7. Seaport initiates neutral. TKO up 1.6 announces $1 billion in share repurchases. WDC is up by 1.6 raises HDD prices. Intel up 1.5, Altera transaction closed. ETN up 1.5, Melius research upgrade. Google 1.5, appeals court denies motion to stay of permanent injunctions at Epic Games. R up 1.4, IBM 1.3, Doc up 1.2, Raymond James upgrade, UNP 1.2, City upgrade, BITF 17.0, QMM up 10, VFC up 3.4 to sell Dickies to Blue Star Alliance, $600 million in cash. Zegna up 2.6, JP Morgan initiates overweight. SGHC is up by 2.5, VLY up 2.4, City upgrade, Colby up 2.3, Raymond James upgrade, Glue up 54, collaboration with Novartis to receive $120 million upfront payment, OPI up 15, VGZ 14.8, files reports of Mount Todd Gold Project, feasibility study, Arcel up 14, receive CE mark under the EU MDR Resell Go, Dowlin up 8.8, amendment to Hearst agreement, CCCCC up 7, Stevens upgrade, Adam up 3.9, 15% dividend increase, trading lower, TXN is down by 2.9, China launch anti-discrimination probe, NXPI down 1.8, same thing, HIMSS down 1.8, FDA commissioner says HIMSS health Super Bowl ad breached FDA regulators, AZN down 1.7, Handelsbanken downgrade, PR down 1.7, 46 million offering, Nvidia down 1.7 on China anti-monopoly law, ON down 1.6, China anti-discrimination, NACA down 54, register for holders in connection with previously announced transactions, BMNR down 2.3, updates on crypto and cash holdings, ALK down 1.8, Q3 guidance, ATYR down 80.8, announces phase 3 FZO study, Saidu down 24, 9 million common stock offering, and then Hain for earnings, and then Riley down 3.5, 10K material weakness and internal controls over financial reporting. Okay, that's all. I have a weird list today, so I do think that list produced like 3 or 4 plays. Then you're going to be watching China today. I mean, dude, that China run has been amazing. I know I was calling the boy who called China for like 2 weeks earlier. I was wrong or so, but yeah, go look back. That shit was fucking money. But other than that, I have plays for tomorrow. So I got pretty mad. I was telling you guys on the watch list yesterday that this week isn't that exciting in terms of conferences, because I liked those conferences last week. That was a really good time. But there's nothing today. There's like a weird gold meeting. But then tomorrow, so tomorrow and Wednesday, we get a Bank of America conference, and then there's like these random investor days. But I went ahead and I found them. So yeah, I don't know. I was usually playing them like minutes before, so I don't know if a one-day front run would be that good. But even then, we are waking up pretty active today just with everything. Remember, last week was a couple hundred points, but you know, that was really from just kind of front running and melting up. So we will see. You didn't hear any of that? I think another chat did, but if everybody didn't hear it, I'll repeat it. But I think they did. So good morning. And chat, if you have any questions, now would be your time. Now would be your time, my friend. So we actually have a decent amount of time. We got like 10 more minutes till the pledge. Again, yesterday's watch list, we covered all of the basics of this week. Just pretty much be aware of the slow nature, but it could still be fast. So essentially, you could move 100 points in a week, and it could still be slow, meaning that you're only going to be dealing with a couple of the same like headlines. It's all going to be about rates, and then I think credibility is going to happen very weird. I think credibility has already increased dramatically in the front run. That's what we were talking about, and we were saying how you got to start, moving ahead of that and time to move on. But then I think shortly after the rate cut, depending on the reaction, depending on the SEP, I think the SEP is the real wild card. But depending on that, that's going to lead into the next set of credibility. And that's where it's like, if the credibility comes after the Fed meeting, that's still going to cause a reaction. And depending on how much credibility comes in before, that's going to cause a reaction. So remember, this is the year of the front run. So I think that's going to kind of get in the way. And then we talked about this last night too. I've been bringing this up since last week. Just keep in mind what happened last time. This is the worry, because last rate cut, we already cut in September. It led to rates rocketing back up. So we're kind of doing the same thing. Your front run's actually smaller this time around, but give or take, you're going to be virtually at the same spot from when you started all of this. So yeah, man. Well, see, you introduced your friend and he wants to learn. Well, tell him save 10%. That's it, man. The long term. I love it, man. I didn't realize too. It's just that like month after month. So I think last month, like you guys remember August, everybody was like, I bought a home. I bought a home. And we were like, what the fuck? Everybody bought a home. But this time, I'd say in the last like couple of weeks, this month has really been a lot of, I've noticed a lot of people who kind of faded on the long term are getting on board now. So I saw less homes than August being purchased by the Chad, but a lot of people who are like, you know what, bro, it's damn time that we save 10%. So do it. That's what I'm telling you, man. Save 10%. We track all of these. I have the Colt sister account. We have the small one. We're rebuilding the big one. And just remember, this year we only made a couple of moves. It's really not that crazy. You don't have to do anything too nuts. But you do have to stay consistent. It doesn't matter if the market's at all-time highs, all-time lows. As long as you have a real plan like we're executing here, it'll be good. But a lot of people fail at the whole consistency thing. That's what gets difficult. So yeah, baby. Amen. It's gonna be. You got patience. This is the place to be, my friend. This is the place to be. Long-term plays, just what we talked about last week. I think Monday, Tuesday watch list, we covered a lot of different plays. I like UPS. We talked about Target. We talked about CRM and Apple and even like TTD and where some of those other names fit in. So I think a lot of right now, end of the year, or at least getting closer to the beginning of the year, what you really got to do is look for like an actual, what's the word? A play that fits exactly where your portfolio is right now. So if you have a lot of cash and no dividends, I would be looking for dividends. If you have a lot of cash and no growth, I would be looking for growth. So that's why it's like, in a weird way, Apple, CRM, TTD, that could be just as good as a UPS or a Target, but then that could be really bad too, just depending on what other things you hold. So that's where we're at with it, man. That's where we're at with it. Blessed for another day, baby. Amen. I got a crib in my portfolio. That's for real, though. That's for real, man. I hope every time you look at your long term, I mean, I hope you could visualize the property, you know, just like we said, that long term I showed you, that was barely enough for a down payment like 2 years ago. But now you look at it, that's a realized down payment. So yeah, man, I imagine, why do I got hiccups? I'm just excited. You're selling everything, going cash. Well, that's good, brother, but don't tell me. I'm gonna ban you for that. But also too, like, it's not only against the rules, but like I saw a lot of people make that error. So I just don't believe in that. You know, when we start here, that's what we mean by a cult. You know, I hope you guys seek the Lord and live a fulfilled life, you know. But part of this whole like cult thing is like we buy for 10 years and we don't sell. So you could ask anybody in here. I don't know if they woke up, but anybody who has ever told me they're going cash for a little bit and I rant at them and tell them not to, I have always been right. I think with 100% success rate every single time they regret it. So if your plan was 10 years when you got here, I would just stop focusing on anything else. Do not get distracted by it and all that. So again, unfortunately, buying long-term, telling us these things, I'm going to ban you for that because like I'm saying, I don't want people to get influenced to either buy, and also I don't want people influenced to foolishly sell. Just because again, the real answer is diversification. You know what I'm saying? That really is it. And that's where if you have a long-term plan, we got to go all the sides. You know, ask anybody even during Trump this year and even before the election and right before, a lot of people wanted to go cash. And I'm telling you, yeah, over 20% cash is greedy. So you could have 20% cash, that's fine. But just keep in mind, after a certain point, it really does start to, you know, you're exposing yourself with only one position. The answer in this environment, even if you're like, man, it's really overpriced, it's really high, things look like this, I think it could change, I think it's not even on a solid footing, all of these good things, you know what I'm saying? All you got to do is bring it in and just literally diversify, get a little bit of everything, and you'll see that no matter what happens, you are going to be safe and have exposure. I hope so. So yeah, man, you're cashing out 80% to buy a house? No, that's not a bad idea. See, so here's the problem. Like, I'm not just like I'm not just against selling. The problem that I literally experience with everybody who does this in like real life business is they will sell a gigantic asset or relatively one of their biggest, their home or their stock portfolio, and then they do not have a plan of where that money is going. And guess what? Money is very biological in nature and how it operates. That money is going to dwindle if he does not find a home. Your money is essentially homeless. And what ends up happening is death by 1,000 cuts, and then before you know it, 1-2 years goes on, you sell out this gigantic asset without a plan of how to reinvest it or keep that money working for your goal and for you. It's very easy to fall behind, and then you get stuck in between this gap of where you were and where you want to be. So that's all I'm saying is I don't make those moves until the bridge is ready. You have to build your bridge, make sure it makes a lot of sense, and you don't want anything that's going to hold you back in that. And literally, I see it happen a lot. They say, I'm going to wait. This a lot. Every couple of years, you still have people even living in the past cycle of the mistake. Just you do have no idea how often this happens in real estate. But even then, even with stocks, I saw it this year too. There was people, you heard a lot of the people in August who bought homes and all that. We've had a great year. Chads have done very, very well this year in all facets of life. And you hear people talking about it, but there is some people that dropped the ball leading into it. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it wasn't always, it wasn't easy. If that makes sense. And there is some people who did blow it leading into it, and well, wait a minute, what's that? Oh okay, it just gave me a fake alert. That's on Oracle. Well, watch Oracle when it opens. But yeah, man, I think though it's still easy to mess up the real estate stuff if you're not really thinking about it. But generally, you have it, you get your down payment, you will be good to go, my friend. But now, I even lost my train of thought. That Oracle headline tripped me out. But Chad, do you know what time it is? Down, 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 down. What's up, baby? So, here at the Cult, before we do anything, before we try to chase a dollar, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that has made a sacrifice that most of us never have and never will. And why? Because it would be futile without it. Imagine, working this hard and waking up, trying to do all this money if you didn't live here, or if we lived anywhere with less freedom, it would be different. And especially, you see the world, man, people go crazy, people been crazy, but in a weird way, you still have such a blessing in this nation, in this country, and all the ways you have freedom to express yourself, even if it's horrible, even if it's amazing, it doesn't matter. But that happened through people who came before you, and that's the veterans, or at least that's what I believe. So you're free to think whatever you want, but for me personally, this is why every single morning, veterans, the families, thank you for everything you have given. It means a lot. I think it's a deep down motivation. And two, I also think it should motivate you all too who have served, because you have came home, you have completed your mission, you have done well, and it is now time for you to own the land as well. It's time for you to own the real estate and for you to own the assets that without you, people would not be able to own them. And a lot of people were enriched prior to it. So I think it is your turn to get a piece of it, man. I hope we can help with all of it. But at the very least, just thank you. Thank all of you, and God bless. And every single person listening, I mean, look around, bro. The world is a wild place. And like I've told you, everybody's having the debate right now about should you celebrate if somebody dies? The way I've always looked at it, man, is I think society, how many times have you heard me tell you this? I think society has already failed if we cannot honor our troops. If you cannot honor those, this goes for all of you who have never served, because you are the part of society. You are the civilians, just like me and just like you. And the veterans are different. The people serving, they have made a different commitment and a different level. So I think you guys get it, man. But without freedom and without honoring those who go and give up everything, I think we've already failed. So all of you who haven't served, man, I hope you can help me out, make some noise, show the love and appreciation and be a service and help them own it, baby. But at the end of the day, we're all stronger as one. I'm just grateful for this country and everybody who made it what it is. So veterans, families, doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, janitors, coaches, garbage men, anybody helping out with their communities, baby. God bless you all and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Son of a bitch! Oh, it's game time, baby. I don't have a horn. Oh man, my room got cleaned. I forgot the horn. No. Woo! Oh, I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna get me. Nah, bro, that's whack. On a Monday. Fucking Monday. That's a bad one. I gotta test it out. I need a test drop. Oh, that's clean. You see that? That's high RPM without. It didn't redline. Nah, y'all don't feel me. The other one though, that bunk. Oh yeah, God bless America. They don't feel me, bro. Oh man, it's Monday, dude. It's Monday. Did you forget what Monday was, dog? Better wake up. Oh yeah. So Chattadonia, God bless you. It's game time. We only got 2 more minutes, so let's move on over to Gen Pop. It should take you there. If it doesn't, then Google hates you. But that's okay, because Jesus loves you. So I'll see you later today. Let's have a good one, baby. And God bless America. Thank you, veterans, man. For real. Let's get you. You got to own it, baby. Game time. Peace.